remember recently I talked about the what was it? I talked about the it was the North Korean military performance, this thing, right? You guys remember this. I was talking about this. I thought it was silly. The North Korean military doing their performances with their chains and their hyas and their everything, right? Well, this Daily Caller short has combined a bunch of these ads in comparison to a woke US military ad and a Chinese military ad. So I wanted to take a look at this and just talk about this for a second, because I feel like people are like purposely like falling for propaganda, even though it's like ineffective for what we are trying to accomplish in the United States. Number one, this isn't a military ad. This is just a carnival show. Nothing he's doing shows what the military does. This is something you expect to see at the state fair, not on the battlefield, okay?
우리 전투원들은 경의하는 최고 사령관 동지께서 안겨주신 담력과 배짱, 천하무적의 억센 힘과 용맹을 더 억세게 벼려갈 불같은 결의.
It begins in California with a little.
This is an ad, okay? The other thing was an ad. This is an actual ad, so we're finally onto an ad.
Girl raised by two moms. I also marched for equality. I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age.
Oh, great. So the other one's actually talking about the values behind somebody and how they got into the military, and this shows the strength of a North Korean soldier kicking a cinder block. Or, running his head through it.
번개 같은 비수가 될 굳은 결의가 가슴마다에 비껴 있습니다.
Okay, so he's taking a bunch of very strong, manly hits to the face and back with these wooden planks, right? Very impressive. One problem. What do you think is more useful on the battlefield? A woke blue-haired girl understanding integrated fire support and how to operate drone technology from thousands of miles away, or getting hit in the back by a wooden plank? What do you think is more applicable in a modern military setting?
Doctor said she might never walk again, but she tapped into my family's pride to get back on her feet, eventually standing at the altar to marry my other mom.
God, only if the North Koreans thought of this during the Korean War, they surely would have beaten us then.
하란 조선인민군 군인의 힘과 지상, 혈기와 용맹이 어떤 것인지 만천하에 떨치는 일당백 전투원들입니다.
I found it. A way to prove my inner strength and maybe shatter some stereotypes along the way. I'm U.S. Army Corporal Emma Malone Lord, and I answered my calling.
Much more effective. Just get hit in the fucking head with a wooden plank. Oh yeah, this is the equivalent of what you're talking about. Oh my god, you're right. You're right. Let me bring this up for a second. Let me bring this up. This is the equivalent of this. Right here. I want just the quick one, okay? Here it is. Okay? Okay, amazing. Great. You can jump through bricks. Congratulations.
난도 높은 여러 가지 격파 동작을 연방 수행하고 있는 우리의 용맹한 전투원들에게 관중들은 열광적인 박수를 보내고 있습니다.
Это первый день твоей новой жизни.
Okay, so the purpose of this whole thing. Actually, you know what? No, let me let the Russian military ad play first, okay?
Что было вчера, не имеет значения. То, кем ты был прежде, уже никого не волнует. Теперь важно то, кем ты будешь сегодня. Что ты знаешь о себе? На что ты способен? Вопросы могут остаться без ответов, но разве ты сможешь потом спокойно спать?
I'm a woman of color. I am a mom. I am a cisgender millennial who's been diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder.
Что-то доказать. Командир здесь только для того, чтобы ты мог увидеть в нем врага.
Well, you don't know. Do you speak Russian? They could be talking about transphobia and how they need to fight it. I mean, yeah, just kidding.
Потому что без врага нет боя.
I can wax eloquent on complex legal issues in English while also belting Guayaquil de mis amores in Spanish.
Лучше, чем он, и вернуться назад победителем. Потому что завтра первый день твоей новой жизни.
Okay, so before we watch this last one, which is a Chinese military ad, I just want to say the United States military actually has in my opinion, a much more effective military recruitment campaign than both the Russians and the North Koreans. And the reason why is they're only showing a few military campaigns. The United States military is constantly looking into new ways to recruit people. That's why they offer educational opportunities, job opportunities, the VA, all these benefits, because they're looking for ways to recruit people. Not only do they offer that, but they're also going to offer a modicum of information to put out there, a whole host of information to put out there as to why people should join the military. And they release a ton of ads in those campaigns, like the ones we just saw. But they also release a lot of ads, military type ads. For example, they play to their audience. I watch a lot of fights. And when I say that, I watch a lot of boxing, I watch a lot of wrestling, and I watch a lot of UFC. Maybe a little bit less UFC. And I remember watching a UFC card, and every single time there was a commercial, it was a military ad. And it was like, you saw these soldiers with guns, and it was raining, and they had night vision goggles, and these tanks, and these Apaches, and it was badass, and it was so cool. And that's because they were trying to play to a UFC audience. They were trying to get the people who are watching that program, which they have an idea in their mind about the type of people that watch UFC, and trying to get them to join the military. Just like with these other ads, they're trying to play to other groups of people. They're trying to play to a younger audience with the ads you're trying to see there, to maybe a more college-educated audience, or maybe to an audience that is more diverse. So they have a more variety in the type of ads they're putting out. In fact, back in the day, I'm pretty sure they had a Dungeons and Dragons military campaign ad, because they're doing everything they can to get people to join. U.S. Army ad video games. So this is actually, I think, the ad that I saw, that I kept seeing in during UFC fights right here. Like, they're not talking about gender here. They still put out ads like this. They do this all the time still. And I'm trying to think of the old US Army ad, Dungeons and Dragons. US Army ad Dragon. Was this it? No, this was a different one. But here's another still ad that was like very more in the badass variety, right? This is just from 3 or 4 years ago.
Battles aren't won solely on the field. That's a common misconception. Battles are won within. Over enemies of fear enemies of doubt. In that place where promises are kept. Promises to oneself. Promises to one's community. Promises to one's country.
So no, they haven't stopped making badass recruitment ads because they're all like up on the gender stuff now. They're just trying to advertise to multiple communities, which is much more effective than just like mucho, manly, just all the time. Because they don't only want people who can be on the front lines like with machine guns and in tanks. They also want people who are drone operators. They want scientists. They want researchers. They want intelligence analysts. They want translators. They need people of a diverse background set. So I don't understand why we all just will see like one ad that mentions like, hey, I had lesbian moms and I want to prove people wrong, and so I want to join the military, and think, wow, we're just gonna like have a mega like SJW army that's gonna immediately collapse to the Chinese military. If anybody can find that that video game Dragon ad I'm talking about from a while ago.
If you join the army, you'll get an education unlike any other.
What's this one?
Every single day, people will try and kill you. That'll teach you lessons you'll never learn in school. Improvised explosive devices, snipers, suicide bombers. That's why there's never been a better time to enlist.
Okay, I get it. Let's keep this semi-serious though. Okay, let's look at the last Chinese recruitment ad, okay?
我们已经习惯达到。
王军，到！专利动员大会现在开始。
一声道。
I am intersectional, but my existence is not a box-checking exercise. I am a walking declaration, a woman whose inflection does not rise at the end of her sentences, suggesting that a question has been asked.
But we don't even know what they're even saying in this ad. They don't even add subtitles. They're just like intense music and manly man, therefore good ad.
一声道，是一次重塑。
海上、空中、陆上各作战机组已修订完善作战计划。
I used to struggle with imposter syndrome, but at 36, I refuse to internalize misguided patriarchal ideas of what a woman can or should be. I am tired of feeling like I'm supposed to apologize for the space I...
Look, all I'm saying is if somebody says Yas Queen before hitting the button that launches the drone, it's not going to change whether it was someone who said, I like beer, and then presses the button and it launches the drone, okay? It's still the same drone, and it still has the same amount of deadly effectiveness, okay? Look, integrated fire support tops getting hit in the head with a wooden plank every time. Here it is. Somebody finally found it. This is the old ad I'm talking about. So the army has been practicing trying to do this stuff to get like a more diverse like crowd of people to join for a very long time. Here it is.
Once, there were a few proud men. Men of adventure. Men of courage. Men who knew the meaning of honor. There still are. The few, the proud, the Marines.
American military recruitment is very effective. You don't just see it on TV with stuff like this. You don't just see it with the modern like gamer tropes and the, wow, we're going to target maybe a more progressive crowd now. You also see it at football games. You also see it on this very platform with U.S. Army Twitch, with the opportunities they advertise to people with education and healthcare and hey, maybe you can join the U.S. Army esports team, right? We've even had one of their esports players on one of the Hippie to Be roundtables before to talk about the team. So, look, Okay? This woke versus this woke US Army versus manly North Korean, Russian, Chinese army thing. I'm sorry. Okay? Doesn't matter. All that tells me, outside of any implications of like what do I think of American military recruitment practices, which need to change, is that we are recruiting from a more diverse base of people. That's all it says. And it's more effective. That's all it's telling me, at least.
Occupied.
一生道。
Daily Caller. Top tier reporting as always. Okay. I mean, come on. Like, it just sounds like it just feels like people are just falling from like North Korean propaganda. If you see somebody smashing their head into a brick and you're like, wow, man, like, how are we gonna beat them? How are we gonna beat them? All we have is one of the most well-funded militaries in the world. Fucking dumbasses, I swear to God. I don't know how these people fall for this shit.